Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time being here. So I have been off this channel for a while now. I have had to put my energy and attention into other things, and I've been doing a lot of personal readings, and that takes a lot of energy. So I really just haven't had the time or the energy to put into my tarot channel. But I am back, and I am going to be uploading consistently on this channel again. And we are starting out with the June 2021 energy readings. So basically I grouped these readings into elements, but I still did each individual sign. So if you go down into the description box, you will see timestamps for each sign, and you can watch for your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign. And I'm literally putting this intro at the beginning of each of these videos. So if you've heard this intro already, like in one of the other videos, you know, repetitive, so you don't have to keep watching it over and over again. But yeah, the timestamps are going to be in the description box and in the comments section. And also my personal readings are open right now, so I will leave the link to that in the description box as well if you want to book a personal reading. And if you've already booked a personal reading with me, I do have a few batches of readings that will be going out in the next few days. So, you know, check your email in the next few days, and more than likely your reading will be there. So yeah, I hope that this reading is helpful for you. It's basically just an overview of what you can expect throughout the month, just some general guidance, and just some positive news, positive energy that you can expect throughout the month. So yeah, I really do hope that is helpful, and I am looking forward to being consistent on this channel again. So let's go ahead and dive right into your reading. Hello Aquarius. I feel like it's been forever since I did like the separate tarot or separate zodiac sign reading, so it feels so weird to say that. Usually I'm just greeting like the air signs in general. Yeah, so hello Aquarius. I am an Aquarius myself, as you all may or may not know, so very excited to see what messages come through for the rest of the month, because this is probably going to apply to me too. Now we're going to talk about your do's and your don'ts, so the things that you should take part in and the things that you should stay away from, and then we're going to finish it off with a blessing that you can expect throughout the month, because I feel like we all could just use, you know, some good news. A lot of the time with tarot, it's a lot of heavy topics, because people usually seek out tarot readings when they feel lost or when they're in distress, you know, which is perfectly fine. But I just feel like incorporating, you know, good news or like a blessing that's available to you this month is a good idea, just to, you know, lift everyone's spirits. So we're going to start with the do's. So in the do pile, we have the strength card and we have the occupation card. So with the strength card being here, I'm feeling like you're being urged to try your best to overcome any type of toxic or self-defeating habits, because the strength card talks about basically getting control of things that are not beneficial for you but that are very tempting to you, pretty much. Like I said, this could be like a toxic habit, this could be a certain thought pattern that's negative, this could even be like giving access to negative people or toxic people in your life who are draining you in some way. Basically, this card is saying that for the rest of the month you're going to want to overcome these things. You're going to want to try your best to put space between you and these things that have really been like bringing you down and really draining you. So I'm hearing the word addiction, so this could even be like things that you feel like you're addicted to, and it doesn't have to be like substances. Addiction can literally be anything. You could be addicted to spending money, you could be addicted to like fast food. So an addiction can be anything that's detrimental to you, especially something that is very impulsive, like you impulsively do it. You're needing to stay on top of that for the rest of this month, because it's not going to work out in your favor, is what I'm seeing here. So try your best to not give into impulses, and try your best to pretty much tame, you know, that part of yourself that's tempted by whatever this thing may be in your life. And I am seeing here that a good way for you to, you know, stay away from these types of temptations is to keep yourself very busy. If you are filling your time up with positive distractions, then you're less likely to fall back into negative habits. And I also am hearing to make positive things more convenient for you, because I was just talking to my sister about this not too long ago, actually, about how things that are bad for us, they always seem to be the most convenient, right? It's like excuse me, foods that aren't good for us, somehow they're just conveniently low priced. Just things in general that are not good for us tend to feel good, or they tend to be easily accessible, so they're just very convenient. So you want to make sure you're counteracting that by making things that are good for you more convenient. So for example, making sure that you're stocking your refrigerator with healthy foods if you're trying to break like your fast food or bad food habit, so that you can conveniently grab the food out the refrigerator like it's right there waiting for you. You see what I'm saying? If you make the good things or the positive things inconvenient, you're more than likely to pretty much fall back into old habits. And for example, or another example would be like if you're trying to go to the gym more and you're trying to work out and keep your body healthy more, that could be a bit inconvenient, but you can start to make it more convenient by, I don't know, maybe your gym clothes, making sure that they're laid out the night before, so that when you get up in the morning you can just grab them and put them on, and things like that. Or making sure that your shoes, your sneakers that you work out in, that they're waiting by the door. Just try to make the good things or the good habits more convenient, because you're more likely to follow through with them, because the bad habits and the bad things, they are very convenient and they're very, very accessible. So you have to make the good things accessible and convenient as possible, is what I'm seeing. So moving on to the don'ts pile. Oh, also, wait, not moving on, rewind. I have one more download that just came in. I'm also seeing here that don't be afraid to shine for the rest of the month, because the strength card is also the Leo card. I'm seeing here that some of you could be getting some recognition at work, and don't be afraid to be proud of yourself, which might sound odd, but it might sound odd to other people, but as an Aquarius, I understand this, because we are opposing Leo, like our sign opposes Leo. So sometimes getting recognition can actually feel kind of strange to an Aquarius. That's why people often say like, Aquarians, they don't like to celebrate their birthdays, or like I've seen online people say like their Aquarius friends hate like celebrating their birthday and stuff like that. And again, that's because, like I said, our sign is opposing Leo, so sometimes we don't really like too much recognition. I feel like we like recognition for like our intelligence, and we like recognition in terms of like standing out. Like we clearly like to be the people that are very different, that deviate from the norm. So we enjoy it in that aspect. But there's something about getting like too much praise and things like that can sometimes make Aquarians feel kind of off or kind of iffy. But basically it's saying here to adopt some of the patterns or the traits from your Leo sister sign, and to not be afraid to step into the spotlight, and not to be afraid of any type of praise that you may be getting surrounding like your career, or surrounding work, or just surrounding who you are in general. You might be experiencing people just noticing you more. You might experience being a little more magnetic, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you don't have to shy away from it. You don't have to feel weird about it. Just try your best to embrace it, because you deserve that recognition. Even if you're not actively seeking it, you still deserve it, is what I'm saying. And I also feel like because you're not actively seeking it, that may be why it's going to be coming your way. So definitely see some sort of recognition, either on a large scale or on a small scale, but recognition nonetheless. So moving on to your don'ts pile, we have the Chariot card in reverse, and we have the Despair card. Okay, so you're going to want to be very careful of your thoughts. This is something else that Aquarians tend to struggle with. We can overthink things, because we have we are the sign of fixed air, so we can get very stagnant when it comes to our thinking. We can easily fall into analysis paralysis. We can easily project negative thoughts outward, because we're thinking so much to the point where we're analyzing all of the things that could possibly go wrong, and we're going over it in our head, like the things that have already gone wrong. So you're needing to be careful of that. Whenever you find yourself thinking about things that could go wrong, you may want to challenge those thoughts with, but what about all the things that could possibly go right? Whenever you start thinking about the past and thinking about everything that has, failed or fallen through in the past, also think about times where things have actually worked in your favor in the past. So you're definitely needing to challenge your thoughts, because your thoughts are the things that are going to keep you very stuck in the upcoming weeks, with the Chariot card being here. I'm seeing like if you allow your thoughts to overtake you and you don't take control of your thoughts, I see you just being very stagnant and not making any moves. I feel like there's certain things that you may be wanting to accomplish this month, or certain things that you may just want to get done this month, and it looks like you won't be getting them done if you allow your mind to overtake you, is what I am seeing. So like I said, challenge your thoughts as much as you can, and don't allow the negative thoughts to literally drain you of your energy. And whenever you have the opportunity to get up and take action, go ahead and do that. Like, don't think too much, actually just take action and get things done, because if you think too much, I'm seeing a lot of you experience analysis paralysis, where you're thinking so much that you're not getting anything done. And if you were to get up and just act on what your intuition is telling you to do, then you'll be better off, rather than sitting around and second guessing it and questioning it, is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so try to keep yourself, in a positive headspace. I know it's not easy. I know that some of us deal with depression, like even clinical depression. I know it's not easy, but just try, try your hardest, or just try your best to challenge your thoughts. And if you need help with challenging your thoughts, reach out and get help, because I know that I can easily call my sister and she helps me to sort through my thoughts, because sometimes our thoughts are so much more negative when they're in our head, but then when we speak it out loud and we have someone else challenge them, then it becomes so much lighter, and like your problems don't seem as heavy when you actually speak them. Because I know after I talk to my sister, I usually just end up feeling a million times better, because she gives me a different perspective, and everything sounded so much more intense and so much more heavy when I had it in my mind. So be very careful of that. Aquarians are, like I said, very good for analysis paralysis and overthinking in a negative way. We can get very stuck. So let's look at the blessing that's coming your way in the upcoming weeks. We have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Message card. Okay, so this might sound very, very odd, but it looks like there's some sort of rejection that you can expect in the upcoming weeks, but it's actually a good thing. It's not a negative thing whatsoever. I'm not getting any type of negative energy from this. This is something that is not supposed to be in your life. It's something that would actually end up just draining you in the long run. And so it's getting removed. So there's some sort of rejection, or some sort of something that falls through. And I feel like, and I do want to give the disclaimer, please don't be afraid. Like, if this is causing panic in you, then this is not for you. I always have to give that disclaimer, because these types of messages, it's like somebody could be waiting for a job offer and they hear this tarot reading saying, oh, you're going to get rejected, and they start panicking. Not that. If it's inciting any type of panic in you, then this is probably not for you, because this is not meant to, or my readings are not meant to incite any type of fear or panic. But this is just more so for people who, like I said, later on throughout the month, something may take place, or there's some sort of thing that falls through that is going to be for the best, for sure. This could even be a person who maybe you were starting something new with, and then you start to see that maybe it's not going to work out. Even if they don't reject you, you may end up rejecting them. It's something here about something that was just, it was getting started, and it's going to kind of fall through, or things are not going to, you're going to see something that's going to make you not want to follow through with it, or they're not going to want to follow through. But whatever it is, it's absolutely going to be a blessing, 100%, without a doubt, because this thing, it has no longevity. And a lot of you are in a space in your life where you are tired of wasting time, completely tired. I know that I can relate to this. Completely tired of wasting time, and the universe is answering that call, because you're sending out energy to the universe that says, I'm sick of my time being wasted. And basically the universe is going to start blocking anything that's going to waste your time, because a lot of you just feel during this retrograde period, you've probably been reflecting on things in your past, and you could kind of be mourning the time wasted, or because that does happen. Sometimes we have to sit and we think about our past and all the opportunities that we missed out on, all the times that we wasted staying in certain situations that weren't good for us, and we can kind of grieve or mourn that time that's lost, which is normal and healthy, but you can't stay in that energy for too long. But yeah, if you have been reflecting on past things and just regretting the way that things went, you're sending out an energetic signal to the universe that says, I don't want to waste time like this any longer. And so the universe is answering that call and blocking any time wasters from being able to come through into your life. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you for your blessing. Anything that's going to waste your time in the long run, it's getting just completely sideswiped out of your life. So that's it, Aquarius. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have like sun, moon, or rising in any other sign, you can watch for those signs as well. And if not, I will see you guys in another reading. I'm more than likely going to start doing pick a card readings on here, because every time I do those, that's what seems to get the most positive response. So, you know, moving forward with my channel, I'm probably going to be doing many more interesting pick a card readings. So like I said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Okay, Libras, so we're going to get into your messages for the rest of June. And I do have to say that tarot is timeless. So if you're watching this and it's after June, it could still apply to you. So just apply it to the next couple of weeks. So we're going to do your do's for the month, your don'ts, and then a blessing that's coming your way. So the do's is going to be, you know, the things that you should take part in. The don'ts is going to be the things that you should stay away from or avoid. And then the blessing is going to be just some type of like good news that you can expect in the upcoming weeks. Okay. So for your do's pile, we have the Sun card and we have the Community card in the reverse. So with the Sun card being here, I feel like this is saying that you're needing to have a bit more fun. There's something in your energy that I'm sensing like very uptight, or you could have been under a lot of stress lately, because I'm feeling the energy kind of like in my my neck or like my upper back area. Like it seems like some of you are really stressed out or tense, and so you're needing to prioritize more fun and relaxation in the upcoming weeks. And I'm hearing prioritize very strongly, like it's needed for your health. It's not just like, oh, you know, go and have some fun just for the sake of having fun. It's like you're needing to actually have fun for your health, because you're too uptight and you're too stressed. And sometimes you, like I said, you're needing to actually prioritize going out and enjoying yourself, or going out and relaxing. I am also seeing that you may literally need to be getting more sun. Like you may be spending too much time indoors, so you may need to get some sun. Some of you could be struggling with like your energy levels, and what I'm hearing is that you'll feel more energized if you actually go outside and actually get some sun, and if you're not stuck underneath artificial lighting, you know, all day long. I am also seeing here with the Community card that there's something here about an environment that you may need to distance yourself from, or people that you may need to distance yourself from. I don't know if this is the source of your stress and your tension, but there's definitely like a group of people or some sort of environment that you need some space from them, because it's something here about them draining your energy. You may need to put a little bit of space between you and these people or this person. So yeah, you may want to actually spend time with people who are more uplifting, or who are more lighthearted. So yeah, you may need to just put some distance or some space between people who are the opposite of that energy, because I do see you kind of being drained, or there's some sort of burden that's on you that specifically deals with other people within a certain environment. So those are your do's pile. I'm also seeing there's flowers in this card, so this could literally be talking about you needing to buy flowers for yourself. And I have mentioned this in my past readings, or in my past videos, that flowers do heal the heart chakra. So if you are dealing with heartache, or you're actively healing your heart chakra, buying flowers for yourself or surrounding yourself with flowers can actually be beneficial for you, is what I'm seeing. I'm also hearing cord cutting. Okay, a lot of messages are coming through now. I'm hearing cord cutting. I'm hearing, what is this that I'm hearing? Because now I'm seeing like my guides are showing me like you cutting a cord, you doing some sort of cord cutting ritual, but it involves a candle. What I'm literally seeing, this may not be for all of you, what I'm literally seeing is you writing down the name of someone who you're trying to release, and folding the paper up and then burning it over like a candle or like a flame. Don't burn your house down, please. Give you this disclaimer right now. Please be careful if you're going to do this. I've personally never done this type of cord cutting, or I definitely have done cord cuttings where I have burnt like paper with people's names on it, but I've never done it like over a candle. But for some reason, for some of you, I'm seeing it being done over a candle. So if you're trying to release someone, that may be something that you may want to try. It's not anything spooky. It's more like symbolism. Like if you were to write someone's name that you are trying to release and then burn it over a candle, it's not like something bad's going to happen to them. It's more of like a symbolic thing where you are releasing that energy. So you may, you know, want to give that a try, but again, try that at your own risk. Do not burn your house down. Do not come back here in my comments like new mind frame told me to do this ritual and now I'm homeless. I gave you the disclaimer, be very, very, very careful when you're dealing with fire. Okay. So that's what I am seeing. Oh, and I am seeing that the best time to do this would be at nighttime, right before bed is what I'm hearing. Actually, I'm hearing right before taking a shower, which is very oddly specific. It's very rare that I get messages that specific. So this could be for a specific person. Okay, so we're gonna move on to your don'ts. So we have the Hangman card here, and we have the Marriage card. So with the Hangman card being here in the reverse, interesting. This is basically saying that you may want to put a hold on moving forward with something. There may be something that you're wanting to jump into, and these cards are saying pretty much pump your brakes, because it's not a good time to make this type of decision, which honestly makes sense because we are in a retrograde right now. Mercury is retrograde right now, so making final decisions may not be best right now until Mercury is no longer retrograde. Then you can, when Mercury is direct, which I believe it goes direct June 22nd, I believe, don't quote me on that, but whenever Mercury goes direct, that may be a better time for you to make a decision about moving forward, because I'm seeing here that it just may not be the correct time to make that type of decision, especially if it involves another person, because the Marriage card is here in the reverse. So actually I'm hearing that it could go both ways. You could be wanting to break up with someone, or you could be wanting to start something new with someone. Don't do either of them. Right now is a good time to just stay in limbo. It's a good time to stay in limbo, which I usually never recommend, but right now is a good time to stay in limbo, because right now is more of a review period, and making any decisions, you might end up going back on that decision in a couple of weeks. So you might think in your head that you're sure about a decision, and then in a couple of weeks you might then say, oh, maybe I'm not so sure. So you might just want to wait to make that decision. And again, that could go both ways. This could be the decision to break up with someone, and then later on you end up regretting it, or it could be the decision to start something new with someone, then you end up regretting it. Now I'm seeing this in terms of another person, but this doesn't have to just be another person. It could be any situation that you're in where you're having to make a decision. And if you have to make the decision right away, then of course go ahead and make it. Like if it's something like you need to sign some paperwork right away, or you need to sign like a contract right away, and there's like a deadline, then of course you can't always wait for Mercury to go direct. You just have to just be a little more mindful about the decision that you're making. If it's like a time sensitive situation where, like I said, you have to go ahead and make it, just be very careful about the decision and make sure you're just going over all of the details with a fine-tooth comb, and then make that decision. But if you can hold off, then go ahead and hold off is what I'm seeing here. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it for that. So we're going to look at your blessing, and I wanted to incorporate like the blessing / good news in these readings, because sometimes these tarot readings can get a little heavy, and it's always good to know what blessings or good news we have access to, or that may come into our lives in the upcoming week. So I just thought it would be a positive thing to add. So we have the Hermit card, and we have the Sudden Wealth card in the reverse. Okay, so with the Hermit card being here, to me this is saying that you are going to acquire some sort of knowledge about yourself, or some sort of wisdom about yourself, which is always a blessing, because the more self-aware we are, the more we can fully connect with ourselves, and the more we can love ourselves. If you don't know yourself, then you cannot love yourself. That's a fact. So the more information that you are given about yourself through like a certain experience, or through some sort of like epiphany that you're having, it's like the closer you feel to yourself, the more trust you feel like you have for yourself, and the more love you feel like you have for yourself. So you are going to obtain some sort of knowledge or some sort of wisdom about yourself. And you could go seeking out this wisdom, like maybe you're sitting and kind of analyzing yourself, or reviewing things from your past and obtaining wisdom that way. Or it could also be that you obtain wisdom just accidentally, like something happens, and like an experience happens, and you just have like an epiphany moment about you or about yourself, and also most likely about someone else as well. Usually these types of epiphanies come through other people, so we usually end up having an epiphany about us, and then we also end up having an epiphany about other people who we are connected to. With the Sun and Wealth card being here in the reverse, I feel like for a lot of you, this is talking about something that you've been working on for a long time and you're finally about to reap the rewards of it. It's like you have been very diligent and very disciplined with whatever this thing is, and I feel like you're finally about to start to see results. You're finally about to see rewards. So for example, if you have been on like a fitness journey and for the past couple of months you've been diligently going to the gym and you've been diligently paying attention to what you eat and trying to eat healthy and things like that, it feels like it's going to be the month where you start to finally see results, or you finally start to feel results. This could also talk about like your money, your career, like you could have been putting in work in that area and you're finally starting to see it pay off. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing here, is that something that you've been working on for a while, something that you've been putting your energy and effort into and that you've been staying disciplined with, you're finally going to see a return on that. You're finally going to see a reward. This could also be something that you've been trying to manifest, and it could finally be materializing in this upcoming month. For some of you, I'm hearing that this is like a new home. I'm getting like some specific messages. Like for some of you, this could be like a new home that you've been trying to manifest, or even a new relationship, because the courtship card also came out. But those are just, specifics, and those could be for specific people. But the overall message is that something that you've either been working at and disciplined with, or something that you've been trying to actively manifest, it's like you're finally going to get it and it's finally going to materialize in the upcoming weeks. So that's always good news. That's always very positive. So trying to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Congratulations in advance for those of you who this blessing applies to, because I really do feel like it's been a long time coming with this, because I'm hearing that some of you are just really exhausted, and it's like a long time coming, and you're very happy that you're finally getting the benefits or reaping the benefits of your hard work. So yeah, that is it, Libra. If you have a sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign in another zodiac sign, you can watch that reading as well. And if not, I will see you guys in my future readings. And more than likely, I'm going to be doing pick a card readings, because usually when I do pick a card readings, that gets the best response. So I'm just going to go with what the people want. So I'm going to go ahead and do pick a card readings moving forward. So yeah, and also my readings are open, and the link to my readings, my personal readings, will be in the description box. So if you want to get a personal reading, then I am open for right now. And besides that, I will see you guys in my next videos. Bye. Hi Gemini, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new here. So we're going to do your messages for the rest of June, but tarot is timeless. So if you come across this video after June, the messages could still apply. Just apply it to the next 3 weeks. And it's been forever since I did like the zodiac sign separately. So it's very weird to be like greeting each sign individually. But very excited to do your reading, because Gemini is one of my favorite signs. And I have said that on social media before, that Geminis are one of my faves. And people seem to have a problem with Geminis. I don't really know why, but I love Geminis because I have a Gemini stellium sister, and I've just had really positive experiences with Gemini overall. Like to me, Geminis are just very funny. They're very childlike, very lighthearted. So I always have a good time with Geminis. I don't understand why people put y'all on that list, but I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. So we're gonna get into this reading. Basically, I'm going to be telling you what you should do for the month, and then what you should not do, like things that you should partake in and things that you should stay away from. And then we're going to end it with a blessing that you can expect throughout the month, just like good news. And I figured I would wrap up all the readings with some good news, because these readings can get kind of heavy sometimes. So it's always good to just introduce some positive energy and some positive news that you can expect in the upcoming weeks. So let's start with your do's first, the things that you should take part in. So we have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Lovers card in the reverse. All right, so this sounds kind of similar to the Libra reading. I don't know if you have Libra somewhere in your chart, but you may want to check that reading out if you do, because basically I'm seeing here that you're needing to not make any decisions in the upcoming weeks. And just like I said in the Libra reading, it could have something to do with Mercury being retrograde right now. making decisions may not be the best because you might end up kind of changing your mind when Mercury goes direct. So any major decisions you want to hold off on. Of course, there are certain decisions that you can't hold off on. Like there's some that, there's time sensitive decisions that you can't put off. So of course, go ahead and make those decisions, but just be very, very careful when you do make those decisions. But if you can put any type of decision making off, put it off until Mercury goes direct, which is, I believe, the end of June, like June the 22nd. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for your dues. With the Lovers card being here in the reverse, again, I feel like this is talking about not making any type of decisions pertaining to like a love interest, or it doesn't even have to be a love interest. It could be like a friend, or it's somebody else's energy that is here. And again, this sounds so like similar to the Libra reading. Is actually kind of like crazy how similar this is. So again, some of you could have Libra in your chart, but even in that reading, and I didn't even put the cards back from that reading. Like I kept those cards out of the pile. So this is like a fresh set of cards, and it's so similar. It's strange, but that's how tarot works sometimes. But yeah, if you are dating someone new, or even if they're not new, if you are needing to make a decision about someone, you might want to hold off on making the decision. That's what the dues pile is saying, to hold off on making a decision that involves another person, possibly a love interest. This would also be a good time for you to evaluate the people who are in your life currently, like the people who you have connections with. This may be a good time to kind of review and reflect on the role that they're playing in your life, how they make you feel, and if they really fit into your overall goals and plans, for your future. Because I feel a very serious energy from a lot of you, which is interesting because, like I said, most of Geminis I know, they're always laughing, they're always joking, they're always like, they're never serious. But when I tapped into your energy, I felt like a serious energy where some of you could be seriously thinking about your future, or you're contemplating making a certain change. And basically this is saying that you may want to take this retrograde period to reevaluate people's roles in your life and if they fit into, your future plans, is what I'm seeing here. Again, don't make any decisions, but reflect and reevaluate for sure is what I'm seeing here. Let me see if there's anything else coming through before I move on. Oh, I also am hearing that if you feel overwhelmed, you might need to get help for whatever it is that's making you feel like burdened or overwhelmed. Because I'm seeing here you are juggling too many different things, and eventually you're going to feel burnt out, or you're going to get burnt out from juggling too many things at once. So you may need to seek out help or to lighten your load in some way, because you're doing too many things at once, or you're taking on too much. Or like if you're one of those people who like packs your schedule like to the brim, like all day long you are scheduled to be doing something, like you always have something that you're doing throughout the day, you may want to slow down on that a little bit. I know sometimes it's not possible to slow down, like sometimes we have these responsibilities, but if you can slow down, please do, because I'm feeling burnout from some of you, and that's probably why I'm feeling also that this energy of just being very serious, like you have a lot of responsibilities, or you're juggling so many things at once, and you may need to actually seek out help to help you with some of these things, or you may need to cut some things out to kind of lighten your load, especially if you're doing things to help other people. Like on top of your own responsibilities, you could be taking on other people's responsibilities. Try not to do that in the upcoming weeks, because I just see you getting very overwhelmed, and I also see people potentially taking advantage of your kindness, like you wanting to kind of overextend yourself. And it's basically saying here, just you're going to end up feeling like this burnout, and the last thing you want is for your body to tell you that you need to slow down, because when your body tells you, that's usually when you've gone too far. You need to kind of be proactive and just slow down and make sure you're taking care of yourself and resting and things of that sort, because you don't want your body or your health to be the messenger to tell you like you're taking on too much. So yeah, definitely do slow down in the upcoming weeks, or cut down on some of your responsibilities, or the things that you are currently juggling or working on. Just be very careful of that. And for some of you, this is a specific message that might be like for a specific person, but I'm hearing that when the message was coming through that says to ask for help to lighten your load, this could be talking about ask for spiritual help, as in, ask God or the universe or your angels, your ancestors, your guides, ask them, ask your spiritual team to help to lighten your load, because there's certain things that you're carrying that you feel like it's impossible for you to let go of, and you're needing some sort of spiritual, I guess the word would be interference, spiritual interference, divine intervention, to help you. So prayer and asking certain things to be lifted off of your shoulders might actually be very beneficial, especially if you are carrying a very emotionally heavy load. And this could be, like I said, your own emotions that you may be carrying, but it also could be like someone who you love or a loved one that may be going through something, and you're carrying the weight of their burden on you as well. So yeah, you might want to try to pray and ask your spiritual team to help, lift these things from you. All right, so those are the do's. That was a lot of messages. So we're going to move on to your don'ts. So we have the 3 of Wands here in the reverse, and we have the wealthy man card. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that what you don't want to do is basically to stay still when you know that you have a very clear direction that you want to move in. Now, granted, I did tell you that you're needing to not make any decisions, like any life altering decisions right now, but that doesn't mean that you can't take steps towards things that you want to accomplish. So basically this is saying, in the don'ts pile, it's saying don't just stay still, to start taking, even if it's just baby steps, start taking steps towards what it is that you want to accomplish. Be very careful though about, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. Because I'm seeing with the wealthy man card, what I'm getting from this card is that this is like the ideal version of yourself. Like you have a goal, or you might have like this version of you in your mind that you want to reach. Like there's certain work that you feel like you have to do or have to get done in order to reach this like more progressed version of yourself, or this like quote unquote better version of yourself. And I'm seeing here with these cards, or the combination of these cards, that you want to be very careful of that. Because you want to make sure you're taking steps towards the direction of growth, but you don't want to do it from a place of feeling like there's something wrong with you, or putting yourself down. Because I feel like there's like this image of this ideal person who you want to be, and you could be comparing your current self to this ideal person, and without even doing it on purpose, you could be putting your current self down. So just be very careful of that. You don't want to start making moves in that direction with that mindset, because what will happen is that you'll feel like you'll never reach that ideal. Like you'll reach it and then you'll want more. It's kind of like those people who and this is nothing against those people whatsoever, but this is like just an example. Those people who like, they start getting plastic surgery because they have an ideal version of themselves in their mind. And so they go and get the plastic surgery, and then they're like, okay, it's still not good enough. So their ideal keeps moving further and further. You have to be very careful of that, because I feel like some of you can easily fall into that trap. You have to be very careful of having this ideal version of yourself, and you taking action towards that ideal from a place of not liking who you are, and then you reach that ideal and you still feel the sense of emptiness, and so you keep on raising the bar and raising the bar and raising the bar, and you always feel like you're not enough, and you have to keep on reaching these new levels. You see what I'm saying? So yes, take steps towards getting to where you want to go in life, but make sure that you are still loving yourself. Make sure that you are still acknowledging the good things about yourself. Make sure that you are still staying present in the moment, and not always thinking about the future version of you and how you need to get there in order to be happy. Because I just see a lot of you continuously raising the bar, and it's not in a good way. It's in an unhealthy way, where you just continuously feel like you're not good enough and you have to do more and more and more. It's like a balance that you need to find between constantly striving to evolve, at the same time still accepting yourself as is. And it's not easy whatsoever to balance those two, but you're needing to just constantly remind yourself of the good things about yourself, and try to stay as present as you can as you're working towards your future goals. So that is that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing for you. That's kind of like a heavy message. I didn't expect the Gemini reading to be so serious. So for your last couple of cards, we have the blessings, the good news, and things of that sort that you can expect. So it's interesting, these two cards, because they're so straightforward, because it's literally the gift card that is here and the temperance card. So this is a very literal message that's coming through, that basically you're getting like a gift from a higher power, like God, the universe, whatever you believe in. It's like you're being gifted something from a higher power. And we did mention earlier divine intervention. So it very well could be that whatever it is that you pray for, whatever it is that you're praying to be released from, that you might be granted that. I'm going to pull one more card just to see if I can get more specific. Yeah, to me, this feels like burdens, like emotional burdens being lifted from you. And it's a gift from a higher power. Like how people say, let go and let God. I'm seeing that sort of energy here where you're literally able to release something because a higher power is stepping in and helping you to release that burden. I do feel like for some of you, though, this is like a physical gift. And obviously, it's going to come from another person, but it's still coming through. It's like God or the universe or whatever you believe in working through another person and gifting you something that's going to make your life much easier. For some of you, you're feeling like you don't deserve it. Some of you are being very hard on yourself for some reason. I'm not sure what this reason is. This could be like for a specific group of you. Like I feel like you're being very hard on yourself for some reason. And this gift is basically God's way of telling you that even when you feel like you're down and out, or even when you're being very hard on yourself, that he still sees you in a positive light. He still sees all the good in you, and he still will bless you and help you on your path. So it's like a gift that comes through that you feel like you're not deserving of, if that makes sense. It's very hard for me to explain, but I hope that that's making sense. But it definitely is some sort of like divine intervention for sure. And it could be like the most minor thing, but you're going to definitely appreciate it because it's going to make your life just that much more easy, and it's going to lift like a burden off of you, is what I'm seeing here. So it's kind of like I'm getting like a maternal energy, like a higher power, like gifting you something, as if the higher power is like your mother and like you're like the child. And I hope that doesn't sound strange. No, it doesn't sound strange. I was thinking like, does that sound weird to like talk about someone being your mother? But no, when it comes to like a higher power, the universe, I feel like it's not weird if it's acting as like a maternal energy that is, loving you unconditionally the way that mother loves a child. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're being shown unconditional love here from spirit in the upcoming weeks through some form of like gift, is what I'm seeing. Even if you feel like you're not deserving of it, even if you feel down and out and you feel like things have not been working in your favor, I see things really turning around for you. Wow, I really didn't expect the Gemini reading to be heavy. I really thought it was going to be some lighthearted reading. This is the heaviest reading I've done so far, but luckily, like I said, I feel like things are turning around for you for the better. So, that's always good news. So yeah, that's it, guys. I really hope that this was helpful. If you have any other zodiac signs in your chart, like in your sun, moon, or rising, or Venus sign, you can watch those as well. And also my readings are open, so if you want to book a personal reading, the link will be in the description box. So yeah, besides that, I will see you guys in my upcoming videos. I will be consistently uploading on here again, so make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I upload a video. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next videos.